Hello everyone, welcome to Olsen Cafe. Today we are going to learn how to differentiate these logarithmic functions with just one step. Now most students in this case will either use chain rule or quotient rule here, but that's actually wrong. It complicates the working. So let me show you how we can do this quickly. Just one step only. Before we start to differentiate these two functions, so let us first take a look at the basic rule, all right, when differentiating log functions. So given any ln function, all right, so what we have is to find the derivative. If I have y equals to ln x, this simply will give me 1 over x, which is the reciprocal of x. Now, if I have y equals to ln ax plus b, all right, now I have a function within the x itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply what we learned before, which is I differentiate the outside, which is the ln function, then I differentiate the inside, which means in this case, I differentiate the outside, I will have 1 over ax plus b, that is the reciprocal of the function. All right, and then when I take a look at the function itself, ax plus b, if I differentiate this, I will get a. All right, so combining these two together, so therefore, I will get the derivative equals to a over ax plus b. So these are the basic rules, right, when we differentiate the ln function. Let me now show you two examples how I can use this basic rule to differentiate, all right, the ln function. All right, so say the first example, I have y equals to ln 5x to the power of 4 minus 2x. So to find the derivative, what I'm going to do is to take the reciprocal, then I'm going to differentiate the term inside, so which will give me 20x cubed minus 2. So combining these two together, I will get the derivative as this, right, which is pretty easy. Now let's take a look at another example, which is ln bracket 3 minus x cubed. So again, to find the derivative, what I'm going to have is I simply take the reciprocal, right, of the function, which is 1 over 3 minus x cubed, and then I multiply by, all right, the derivative of the function itself, which is minus 3x squared. So this will give us the derivative for this function. Now that we understand how to use basic rule to differentiate ln functions, we are ready to do this, all right, to find the derivative of ln square root of 2x plus 3. So I am going to do this, all right, using the basic rule. Then I will show you how I can do this in just one step. All right, so let's take a look at the basic rule. So to use the basic rule, so what I'm going to have is the derivative will give me, right, the reciprocal. So it's 1 over square root of 2x plus 3. Then I need to differentiate this term itself, right, which is the square root of 2x plus 3. So to do this, I will need to use chain rule. So this will give me half, and then bracket 2x plus 3 to the power of negative half. Then I differentiate the term inside here. This will give me 2. All right, so I am going to simplify this expression. So what I will have here, as you can see, the 2 and the half, I can cancel it away. And then this term here, this gives me negative half. So negative half, if I am going to change it to positive index, all right, this will simply give me 1 over square root of 2x plus 3. So by simplifying this, multiplying these two together, I will be able to get the answer, which is 1 over 2x plus 3. Now, so how am I going to differentiate this in just one step? All right, so what I'm going to do is before that, I will take a look at this ln function. Am I able to simplify this? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this function. All right, that means I just simply to replace the square root to the power of half. Now, if you can recall in logarithm, or I am able to use power rule to simplify this. So using power rule, I just simply bring down the power. So this will give me half ln bracket 2x plus 3. Once I've done this, I am ready to differentiate now. Can you see this function here? ln 2x plus 3. How am I going to find the derivative of this? Isn't it very easy? So this will simply just give me the reciprocal of 2x plus 3. Then I differentiate the 2x plus 3, I will get 2. So by combining these two together and I simplify, I will be able to get the same answer, which is 1 over 2x plus 3. So both answers the same. So over here, where is the one step? The one step is simply at this point. So all I need to do is apply laws of logarithm to simplify the function. Once I simplify the function, you notice that to find the derivative becomes so easy. I hope you find this useful. Let us take a look at this second example. So I have y equals to ln bracket x plus 1 divided by 2x minus 3. Now again, if I am going to use the basic rule, what I'm going to do is I will have to take the reciprocal of the function, which will give me 2x minus 3 divided by x plus 1. Now to follow with this, I will have to apply quotient rule, all right, to complete finding the derivative. So you notice that the process itself becomes very tedious. Now, how can I actually differentiate this in using just one step? So let's take a look what is the magic. All right, so what I'm going to do is the one step that I need, all right, is simply to rewrite this function, all right, this ln function into y equals to ln x plus 1. Since it is quotient, right? So I subtract ln 2x minus 3. So over here, you do need to know your laws of logarithm very well. All right, so once I have this, to find the derivative again becomes easy. I just simply go back to the basic rule. So which means the derivative will give me 1 over x plus 1 for the first function, and then for the second one, all right, I will just simply get 2 over 2x minus 3. So I am able to get the answer very easily without even need to use quotient rule at all. So I do hope all of you find this one step very easy and very useful. So apply laws of logarithm. So in summary, right, whenever we want to differentiate long function, always ask yourself, are you able to apply laws of logarithm to simplify? So if you are able to do so, always remember, simplify first, then you differentiate. All right, that will actually make your working so much easier. So let's take a look at these two examples. Are you able to simplify them using laws of logarithm? So if you think you are able to, are you able to find the derivative in just one step? All right, so if you think you are able to, do let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this useful. If this helped you, please like and share the video. See you in my next lesson. Bye.